Okay, so I wanted to make a video on macroing. Now, to be clear, Legends of Aria has macroing built in. It's very limited. You can also do macro outside of Aria, and um, that is a third-party client. It's against their terms of service, so definitely beware if you're going to try to attempt this. All right, so let's just go over the basics of the built-in macroing. If you type in /macro, you get kind of a create macro interface. So let me go ahead and just remove this one. So let's say I want a macro just to heal me every time I'm out. So what you can do is you can grab any of the items or conditions there. So we're going to actually drag our toilet paper bandages into this area. And then we're going to have it target ourselves. So there's actually an icon here, top right, and drag it into target self. And then the time that you wait is 18 seconds, which is in milliseconds, so you need to do 18,000 seconds. Hit enter. And then we want this to keep repeating, so we're going to have repeat endlessly. So RPT end. Lastly, we're going to give it a name, aid, and we're just going to save it. Once it's saved, you can go ahead and actually just click it to activate it. So it'll says like the patient's fine, so it obviously targeted me, or you can drag it into your hotbar here. So let's say if I close that, I still have access to the macro. So there you go, and it'll just keep looping. So you can hit X or stop. All right, pretty basic. The next is custom commands. So this is like if you just say like all go, and you type your pets to all go, or all defend me, or all kill, stuff like that. So instead of typing just all go like this, you actually need to prefix it with say. So say all go, you click on update, and then you can choose an icon. So let's say you choose the hawk here, pull it down, replace this hawk. All right, so you got that. Now you click this icon, now you have all go. So you can map these things. They're fairly simple, but also very, very basic. So what if you want something outside of the built-in macro system? Well, there's one I've had some success with. But the first thing you need to do is kind of get out of full screen mode. It doesn't seem to work in that mode. So you're going to want to go to settings, graphics, and unclick full screen and hit apply. Okay, so that'll take you out. Let's just go ahead and fix this window. Next thing you're going to want to do is I forgot the name. It's like Scully or something like that. Documents, downloads. Scully. I'm just going to call it Scully, but you download that. So you're going to go to Google to search for ScullyX or ScullyX IDE, and then click on the latest version. So that'll take you to this link. You're going to want to download the jar for the IDE and the interpreter for Python scripting. Now, there is the snapshot and it has more features, but it's also very broken. It doesn't seem to work. All right, so with that said, the next thing you also need, if you don't have Java between 8 and 14, you can go ahead and try to download it. So you can type in just Java 14, no, Java SC14. Let's just go there. No. All right. Java SC14. Okay. I mean, you can agree to the terms. You can install it. There's an installer there or a compressed zip. The other option is you type in OpenJava SE. That should take you to the Open JDK project stuff. So, man, what is up with this? Okay, let's try this. Open JDK. Blah, 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 blah. There we go. Just click the archives, and then you'd want 14. You can also get there if you get to jdk.java.net, just by clicking the 14 link and then downloading the Windows 10 x64 development kit. All right, so then the idea is that you're gonna unzip the JDK into somewhere that you're gonna know. If you do the installer, then you don't technically need to know where it's at. You just type in like java.exe. But let's just say, for example, you download the zip. Next thing you're gonna want to do is go to your command prompt. So type in cmd from Windows, and some people report it not running unless you run as an administrator. You may need to do that, so you can do that. It'll prompt, and then what you're going to want to do here is paste in the bin directory. So you can do that by clicking up here, Control C to copy, and then we can right click to paste if that wasn't already pre-selected. Okay, let's try this again. All right, and then type in java.exe. Now, if you had Java installed and it's not Java 15 because it doesn't work with the latest version of Java, you can type in just like Java and then -jar. So -jar like that. So now that that's there, we need to go ahead and put in the wherever we downloaded the IDE at. So that's not going to tell us specifically where it's at. Like it just says downloads. That doesn't help. So you can actually just go to properties, copy the location, and copy that. I'm lagging so bad. And then we're going to do the Scully IDE jar. And I'm just pressing tab to autocomplete here. So then you press enter. And this will start up. And I'll just go ahead and wipe this out for now. So what we're going to do first is just replicate that simple bandage thing. So there's ways to focus the window, but let's for sure, or for now, just keep it simple. Let's say this is going to be in front of the window and then disappear. So we're going to say click, take a screenshot, and we're going to say where we should want to click. And this is relative to wherever you specify. So if this stuff moves around, you could technically not have to change the script at all because it'll still find it. For example, like you can click on it and then go to matching, and like if I bring this down, you can see like it'll start matching things that look like the item I'm trying to match and try to click it. I'm gonna hit cancel because I don't want to change that. Okay, and then we're gonna say we're gonna click. Now there is a slight delay and stuff, so we're gonna sleep, let's say like half a second or something like that, and then we're going to target ourselves. Now when you click bandage now, there's actually the G icon there. We could target that, but the reality is that we can just type G. So what we're going to do is we're going to say type G. And this is Python 2.7 that you're programming in, so anything that works in Python 2.7 should technically work here, as long as it can also run on the JVM through JSON. So we'll go ahead and save that. We'll go ahead and escape this. So we're going to hit run. It's going to take a second. You'll see the target indicator, what's going to happen in the mouse move. So you can see it targeted the toilet paper, clicked it, and right there it says the patient seems fine. So we have half a second delay. Okay, so pretty simple. Now if we wanted a loop, again, this is Python, so we could technically just say like while true, and then all of this we can tab over. So this will run endlessly, but then we'd want another sleep here for like 18 seconds. That's how long the bandage takes to reissue again. But yeah, we're gonna do one more thing. It's a little bit more advanced. It's not foolproof for many means. It has quite a bit of problems, but you can change the OCR features. So what the idea here is, like, let's say we wanted to keep running, but only run or only heal me when I fall below a certain health. So I can type in /stats and actually tell me my health. And so this left side here is my actual current health, and right side is my maximum health. So if I go back here, that means I can say type /stats new line for enter. So if I save this and run it, it'll actually type that in for me. So that's pretty cool. All right, so then the next thing we want to do is actually take the health number and try to read the text out of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a region. So we can say region as a variable name equals, and then we're going to click this region thing here. Now I need my stats to show back up real quick, so we'll do that and quickly click on region and then go ahead and select. Now again, this is a little finicky because this is not, I don't think that's going to work. Well, we'll try. So that's the reason. Then you can say we'll just do a print right now to see what it reads. So print region.text, and this will get any of the text in that region, it can parse through OCR scanning. So we're going to hit play. So it didn't read anything. So we're going to try this one more time. Set region. I had a decent setup before. It's just really hard to try to do this with a mouse per se. Okay, so let's try this one more time. Nope. All right, so what I'm going to do is, like I said, it's really finicky. You can manually enter in coordinates to kind of adjust it. If this was in debug mode, so actually let me do something here. I'm going to go ahead and close this real quick and run it one more time in debug mode, so you can kind of see where the regions are, and you can make your own adjustments as you see fit. So same command line, -G D3, or -D, and then space 3. So you can see there's quite a bit more information being displayed. So now when I hit play, actually it needs, no, window needs to be there. There you go. It's going to tell you where it was trying to look at for that. So it was trying to look at. All right, let's try this. Let's just try this. We can put a region inside of a region. So we'll do region, hit play, and try that one more time. Okay, it's not telling me where it's looking at. It just tells me the buffered image, so it's a 28 by 17. So rather than trying to keep fiddling around with this, I already had a region kind of set up that kind of works. So I can, oh geez, man, my mouse is barely functioning. So I can go ahead and copy that over from that script and put it into here. So you don't need the extra region because it's literally the same text there. So I'm going to hit play one more time, and then I'll be able to read the number to some extent. So here you go. Region is text is 555. So it is going to take some messing around. There are settings within the Scully app or the code base to kind of adjust how the OCR is working. That's using Tesseract and OpenCV kind of for pattern matching the icons and stuff. But we can say like health equals this. Okay. Oh, actually, we can just do plus. Okay, so then we say health is 555. So it reads it. Now, this isn't perfect as my health goes up and down. It may not even be able to read the number offhand, but we can convert this to a number, which then we can do comparisons on. So then we can say like health equals region.text, and then we want to convert this to a string, so we can do str, and we also want to convert it one more time to an integer, so we can do a value comparison. So when we can say if health is less than 500, colon, and then instead of the while true statement, we'll just go ahead and delete that and then remove the commented out code that we have. So, and then we'll leave sleep out right now because it's not a loop. So now we type in stats, we try to read it in, and see if that works. So this should not heal me of health is above. So yeah, it didn't heal me at all. So let's change the number. Let's say if health is below 600. So it's going to read that and then not be able to heal me. So, or actually try to heal me. There you go. It tried to heal me. It says patient is fine, and with a little click indicator knowing that I actually clicked it. So, you know, that's the kind of basic. There's a lot more stuff you can do here for that. If you put like a while loop, you definitely want some type of interrupt to be available. There's a bunch of documentation on the website on how to do things and regions and stuff like that. So it can get quite complex. Like technically, because it has pretty good pattern matching, you could actually like navigate to a tree, go underneath it and wait till the leaves disappear and like position yourself a certain way and then like click on the axe and like lumberjack. If you know that much about programming, you should be good. And this isn't just Python it supports, it's also Ruby and JavaScript. There's documentations on how to get those to kind of work. They have different ways of kind of calling some of these methods since there are different languages, but yeah, it's a pretty good thing. Now, this does take a performance hit. It is taking screenshots of your application, so you may want to like reduce the quality somewhat, or you're going to see some hiccups while this thing is running. And if you're having it in a very tight loop, obviously you can see quite a bit of degradation. So that's just a quick way of like how to do stuff and other things like that in this macro program. Now, I do want to mention there is AutoHotkey, and there is actually a Legends of Ultima set of macros, and you could use that too. So you type in Legends of Aria, LUO macro. I think it was like GitHub or something like that. Yeah. So this person publishes for the Legends of Ultima. This is a custom server for Legends of Aria, but technically you could repurpose quite a bit of these things in AutoHotkey, which is a completely separate application. It's just very generic for hotkey automation for that kind of stuff. And there's some stuff you can do. There's some logic you can run and stuff like that. So it's not the worst thing in the world. But this is Windows only, and the Scully stuff is any platform, Windows, Linux, Macs it works on. So I actually like this. It's just like I said, this whole get texting with the regions, you got to be very precise on where it's going. There are tweaks that you can do because it is Tesseract. You can read on the documentation on that for specific settings you can have for like fuzzy text and kind of make it sharper and stuff like that, so you can better read numbers. There's also some obvious cadences. So like for Tesseract specifically, if you see like 500 and then like open paran. While this won't convert to a number, you could look at this and say, okay, well, if it ends in open paran, then technically that's a 0. So you could do some additional logic on top of the string conversion just to try to make that to work. And they can do multiple lines of detection, multiple words. There's a whole bunch of other things that you can do with that. So it's a fairly powerful tool. And like I said, it's Python, Ruby, or JavaScript that it supports.